There are men a woman dates and forgets the moment they leave her life. And then there are men she remembers forever. Not because of looks, not because of money, not because of popularity, but because he had qualities that reached her emotionally in a way most men never could. Every man thinks women only remember the ones who broke their heart or the ones who treated them the best. But that's not how female psychology works. Women never forget the man who leaves a mark on their mind, their emotions, and their self-perception. You might not realize it, but there are certain behaviors a man can have that make him unforgettable. Long after the relationship ends, long after she moves on, long after she dates other men, the memory of that one man will stay with her. She might not ever admit it, she might not ever say it out loud, but emotionally, she won't forget him. Why does this happen? Because most men are temporary. Some are only there for attention. Some only want something physical. Some offer promises they can't keep. Some talk big but deliver nothing. But a rare kind of man has presence, depth, and emotional impact. He didn't just date her. He influenced her. He taught her something. He made her feel something different. He left a standard in her mind that no other man has been able to match. Women remember how a man makes them feel. That is the root of everything. Even if she moves on, she measures every future connection against the one that left a real imprint. And if you've ever wondered why a woman suddenly reaches out after months or years, why she checks on you randomly, or why she brings up old memories, it's because she never forgot you. This video breaks down 5 things a man can do that make him unforgettable. If a woman experiences these, she carries the memory of you no matter where life takes her. You become the standard she compares other men to, even when she pretends she doesn't think about you. These aren't tricks or mind games, they are qualities of a rare man. And when a woman encounters that type of man, she doesn't forget him. He stays in her thoughts, her emotions, and her memories long after he's gone. 1. He made her feel safe. Emotionally, a woman might forget the man who made her laugh, the man who entertained her, or the man who chased her for attention, but she never forgets the man who made her feel emotionally safe. That kind of man leaves a permanent mark on a woman, because emotional safety is the rarest thing she can experience with someone. Most men don't know how to handle a woman's emotions. Some get annoyed by her feelings. Some ignore her when she's stressed. Some only want her in the good moments. But the man she never forgets is the one who listens, understands, and stays calm when her emotions are heavy. He isn't scared of her tears, her insecurities, or her vulnerability. He doesn't judge her or make her feel dramatic. Instead, he makes her feel accepted, protected, and understood. Here is what that looks like. He listened even when he didn't agree. Instead of arguing or shutting her down, he tried to understand her. He made her feel like her thoughts mattered. She felt comfortable being herself around him. She didn't have to pretend. She didn't have to be perfect. She could be soft, emotional, stressed, or imperfect. And he never made her feel less because of it. He gave stability, not emotional games. She didn't have to guess how he felt. She didn't have to compete for his attention. She didn't have to fear disappearing tomorrow. His presence was consistent. For a woman, this is powerful. Emotional safety feels like oxygen. When she has it, she relaxes. She opens up. She bonds deeply. And when she loses it, she feels the difference immediately. Later, when she deals with other men, she starts to notice something. Most men don't listen. Most men don't care deeply. Most men disappear when things get difficult. Most men don't give emotional comfort. And that's when she remembers the man who did, even if she was the one who pushed him away, even if she thought she could replace him, even if she didn't appreciate him at the time. Her heart remembers the security he gave her. When something bad happens and she wishes she could talk to someone, it's him she thinks of. When life gets heavy and she misses the calm voice that once helped her, it's his voice she hears in her mind. When she feels alone, she remembers the man who never made her feel that way. He becomes the standard, a quiet memory that never goes away. A woman can forget attention, compliments, gifts, and short-term excitement, but she will never forget the man who made her feel emotionally safe, because deep down, that's the kind of love she always wanted. 2. He saw her potential when she didn't see it herself. A woman never forgets the man who believed in her, not the one who only cared about her looks, not the one who wanted something physical, and not the one who treated her like every other girl. She remembers the man who looked at her and saw more, someone who saw her potential, her ambition, her talent, and her deeper value. Most men are surface level. They compliment her body, her smile, her style, but the man she never forgets compliments her mind, her effort, her growth, her capability. He makes her feel powerful, not just pretty. Here's what that looks like. He supported her dreams. He didn't laugh at her ideas. He didn't tell her she was reaching too high. He encouraged her goals even when she doubted herself. A woman remembers the man who believed she could do more. He pushed her to improve, not by criticizing her, but by inspiring her. He reminded her she was stronger than her excuses. He motivated her to keep going when she wanted to quit. Most men want to impress a woman. The unforgettable man helps her impress herself. He made her feel capable. He didn't try to control her or talk down to her. He made her feel smart, respected, and valuable. He didn't compete with her. He supported her. Later in life, when she starts facing challenges, she remembers the man who gave her confidence, the man who made her believe in herself, the man who lifted her up instead of holding her back. She might move on, she might date someone else, but when she accomplishes something major, a new job, a personal victory, a life milestone, she thinks about him, because deep down she knows he helped shape that version of her. And here's the psychological reason this sticks. A woman will forget a man who made her feel insecure, but she will never forget the man who made her feel capable. Most guys focus on what they can take from a woman. The unforgettable man focuses on what he can build with her. So when she ends up with someone who doesn't support her, who criticizes her, who doesn't care about her goals, that's when the comparison hits. She misses the man who believed in her future, not just her present. Because any man can want her, but very few men help her become a better version of herself. That man is impossible to forget. 3. He never begged for her love. He earned her respect. A woman will forget the man who begged, chased, and tried to prove himself. She will forget the man who put her on a pedestal and sacrificed his dignity just to keep her. But she will never forget the man who moved with self-respect, the man who cared but didn't cling, the man who loved her but wouldn't lose himself in the process. Most men don't understand this. They think the more they give, the more loyal they are, the harder they try, the more a woman will appreciate them. But in female psychology, respect always comes before love. If she respects you, she loves deeper. If she doesn't respect you, nothing you do will ever be enough. The man she never forgets is the one who showed interest without being desperate. He made effort, but he didn't chase blindly. He didn't blow up her phone, beg for attention, or wait around for her approval. His energy said, "I want you, but I don't need you to function." Set boundaries. He wasn't afraid to say no. He didn't let her walk over him. He didn't tolerate disrespect, mixed signals, manipulation, or excuses. He had standards, and she felt them. Didn't let emotions control him. When arguments came, he stayed calm. When she tried to test him, he didn't break. He never acted insecure or jealous just to keep her interested. He showed emotional discipline, something most men lack. Was willing to walk away if she played games. This is the difference. This is why she never forgets him. A woman might not value a man while he's trying, but she remembers the man who wasn't afraid to leave when she stopped appreciating him. He didn't slam doors, he didn't scream, he didn't beg. He simply stepped back, and she felt it. Silence can be louder than anger, and she never forgets how powerful your silence was. Later, when she deals with men who are obsessive, insecure, jealous, controlling, or emotionally weak, she remembers you, the man who liked her but still respected himself, the man who treated her well but didn't tolerate disrespect, the man she couldn't manipulate or control. For women, this is rare, because every woman meets men who want her, but only a few meet men who want her while still being willing to walk away. That type of man leaves a permanent imprint on her mind. She may not admit it publicly, but deep down, she measures other men against that standard. Does he respect himself? Does he have boundaries? Is he calm and confident under pressure? Can he walk away if he's not valued? If the answer is no, she remembers the man who did. She might forget your words, your gifts, your dates, but she will never forget the feeling of knowing you loved her without losing your self-respect. 4. He stayed loyal, even when he had options. A woman never forgets the man who could have chosen anyone, but still chose her. Not because he was desperate, not because he had no other chances, but because he valued loyalty and commitment. Most men talk about loyalty, but few actually live it. And women know the difference. In today's world, everyone has options: social media, dating apps, constant attention. But loyalty is rare. When a woman has a man who stays committed, even when life gives him opportunities to cheat, flirt, or entertain others, that man becomes unforgettable. Because loyalty without temptation isn't loyalty. Loyalty is when you can do something, but you choose not to. Here's what makes him different. He didn't need to prove he was loyal. It was who he was. He didn't brag about it. He didn't post quotes about loyalty. He didn't try to convince her with words. His actions showed it every day. He didn't flirt with other women for attention. Some men crave validation. They want to feel desired by everyone. But the unforgettable man didn't need other women to feel important. He valued his woman more than cheap attention. He didn't entertain backup options. He wasn't texting girls on the side. He didn't keep old flames around just in case. He didn't play with boundaries behind her back. His focus was real, not conditional. He wasn't interested in being admired. He was interested in being trusted. That's what separates him from average men. Trust is more valuable to him than ego. A woman never forgets loyalty because most men can't maintain it. Even after things end, even if she pushes him away, even if she takes him for granted, she remembers that he was loyal. And when she eventually meets men who lie, cheat, or look for attention everywhere else, she realizes how rare that loyalty was. Later, when she sees you living your life without bitterness or drama, that's when the memory becomes even stronger. You loved her with honesty. You didn't cheat when you had the chance. You didn't act shady. You didn't betray her trust. And she will never forget that. Why? Because loyalty is emotional safety. A loyal man makes a woman feel secure. A loyal man gives her peace. A loyal man gives her confidence in the relationship. That type of security can't be replaced easily. And once it's gone, she feels the difference. Even if she moves on, a part of her compares every man to the one who never betrayed her, the one who didn't chase attention, the one who stayed committed even when it wasn't convenient. And when she realizes other men don't have that same integrity, that's when regret hits. Women forget the players, the cheaters, the liars, the manipulators. But the man who stayed loyal, she remembers. 5, he changed her life, not just her relationship status. A woman might forget the man she dated for fun, the man she talked to out of boredom, or the man she kept around for attention. But she will never forget the man who genuinely changed something in her life. That could be how she views herself, how she treats others, how she loves, or how she expects to be treated in the future. When a man impacts her mindset, her growth, or her emotional standards, he becomes unforgettable. This type of man doesn't just be with her, he elevates her. Here's what that looks like. He taught her something meaningful about herself. Maybe you showed her she deserved respect. Maybe you helped her realize her strength. Maybe you taught her to value her peace, set boundaries, or raise her standards. When a woman grows because of a man, she never forgets him. You made her feel love differently, not the kind based on games, pain, jealousy, or insecurity, but a mature kind of love built on honesty, patience, and respect. Once she experiences that, every future relationship feels different. She starts expecting a higher level of emotional quality because she had it with you. You helped her become a better version of herself. You encouraged her to think bigger. You motivated her to take care of herself emotionally, mentally, and physically. You didn't break her. You helped her grow. There are men who hurt women, and there are men who heal them. She never forgets the one who healed her. You changed how she views men. If every man before you treated her poorly, you reminded her good men exist. If every man after you treats her poorly, you become the one she compares them to. Either way, she remembers. You changed her standards forever. You might not realize it, but once a woman experiences a man with integrity, loyalty, emotional intelligence, maturity, and ambition, she can't go back to low-quality behavior. Bad treatment feels worse after she has known better. Immature men feel boring after she has known depth. Playing games feels childish after she's had real connection. You didn't just date her, you impacted her life. Maybe she laughs differently because of you. Maybe she thinks differently because of you. Maybe she expects more from people because of you. Even if you two ended, even if she pushed you away, even if she acted like she didn't care, she remembers what she learned from you. She carries your influence in her actions, in her mindset, and in her future relationships. A woman might forget someone she liked. She might forget someone she found attractive. She might forget someone who entertained her, but she will never forget the man who helped her become stronger, smarter, wiser, happier, or more confident. Because when a man changes a woman's life, even a little, a part of him stays with her forever. There are men a woman remembers for a moment, and there are men a woman remembers for life. not because he was perfect, not because he was the most handsome, and not because he tried the hardest, but because he carried qualities that touched her emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. The unforgettable man is not defined by what he said to her, but by what she felt when he was in her life. A woman never forgets the man who made her feel emotionally safe, because very few men know how to handle a woman's heart without judging it. She remembers the comfort, the patience, and the steady presence he brought into her life. She remembers that with him, she didn't have to pretend, hide her insecurities, or fight for attention. That level of emotional safety becomes impossible to replace. She never forgets the man who believed in her potential. You didn't just compliment her looks, you respected her mind, her goals, her growth. You were a rare voice pushing her to be better, not smaller. Long after you leave, she still hears your encouragement when she doubts herself. Most men wanted her attention. You wanted her success. That makes you unforgettable. A woman also remembers the man who respected himself. You didn't beg, you didn't cling, you didn't sacrifice your dignity to keep her interested. You had standards, you had boundaries, you cared, but you never lost yourself. That teaches her something powerful. Real men love without losing their identity. When she meets insecure or desperate men later, she remembers the calm strength you carried. She will never forget loyalty, not the kind spoken in promises, but proven in choices. When you had opportunities to disrespect the relationship and chose loyalty anyway, she felt valued, respected, and protected. Most men chase attention. You chose commitment. That is rare, and rare things are impossible to forget. But the deepest reason you stay in her memory is simple. You changed something about her life. Maybe you raised her standards. Maybe you gave her confidence. Maybe you showed her what real love feels like. Maybe you helped her heal. When a man leaves a woman better than he found her, he leaves a permanent imprint. Even if she moves on, even if she never says it, even if pride keeps her silent, she remembers. Because attention is common, attraction is common, infatuation is common, but emotional impact is rare. So if you've ever wondered why a woman still checks on you, why she still brings up old memories, why she still feels connected long after you disappeared, it's because you weren't just another man in her life. You were the man she'll never forget.